To Allred TV with myself, Aldo, my good friend from Norway, Allred, and my younger junior, me, Ben. How you doing, mate? Oh, you're looking good. I hope you've recovered after the other topic on Man United the other night.
Yeah, oh, I was late to that one. So I didn't get the notification of the stream.
Yeah, and obviously, as we said, it will be Man United the following day, and that's been the case. But there's 8 games tonight in the Premier League, of which we're not taking part until tomorrow. And tonight's stream is covering the behemoth fixture, which is the champions elect Arsenal versus the current champions Liverpool tomorrow night at the Etihad in London again. And before we continue with that, like and subscribe to Allred TV so you don't miss anything from Allred, from Ben, myself, from Deck when he's available, and Anthony, who's still unwell at the moment. And once the guys are back, it's gonna be a ball. So Arnie Slot has held his press conference this morning, and he confirmed that Hugo Etatike hasn't trained this week and is still a doubt for tomorrow. Now, apparently, two of the guys at Liverpool, players, one staff and one player, have taken him out of the fantasy league team. So that tells me that he won't be playing tomorrow if they've done that. I'll be amazed if he is, and if he does play tomorrow, he's taking a hell of a risk because he's not fit. But Ernie Slot was asked about the circumstances regarding Etatike, and he said he's a doubt, and we'll see later today. I've not heard anything else other than that. Vinny O'Connor didn't ask him the usual question. It was another journalist who asked him regarding transfers of Mark Gay and Harvey Elliott, and Ernie Slot was quick to pour cold water on both of them. As he said, Mark Gay still at Crystal Palace. We don't talk about players when they're not here. And Harvey Elliott, if you want to know about Harvey Elliott, speak to Unai Emery. He's at Aston Villa, and Liverpool do not have a recall clause. So Harvey Elliott will not be coming back to Liverpool. That's been shot down in flames. And then obviously it was brought to his attention, which he said he found hard to hear, that Liverpool are dull and boring to watch. He said he would use other words, but he doesn't disagree with what the fans are saying, but he still believes that Liverpool are playing attractive football. He says, all my teams always play attacking football, but we're struggling to create chances. A lot of the chances we play attractive football. I don't know what football he's watching, but Alred, what's your thoughts on what he said this morning?
I think he's grasping at straws. I think he's looking at numbers. I think he's looking at statistics with XG and everything like that, and kind of justifies things that way. But we do play okay football from time to time, but it is so rare that it can't count. It's not the norm for our team as of today. When it comes to Ekitike, he may get minutes coming on from the bench if everything is good, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to start no matter what. But I kind of find myself asking another question: why do we have suddenly so many injuries? Because we played, we had Lalama and a couple of players who suffered all through Klopp's time at Liverpool, but we played gegenpress, we played gung ho, we played attacking, we played an intensive football, and have nowhere near the injuries we have in the last couple of years. So I'm wondering if we're doing something wrong on the training ground, because for me this is an issue. Either we're just buying wrong players who can't handle the Premier League, or we do something wrong because everybody's injured all the time. So yeah, that's what I thought about it.
That's a fair point. And he also went on to add that we have got the talent, because they've brought in some very talented footballers, but we're just struggling with the creativity. So what's your thoughts on that, Ben, as well as what Harold's just alluded to?
Well, I kind of disagree with the injury front because last season we were relatively fine with injuries. We barely got any key ones. That's why we won the league. And unlike City and Arsenal, we didn't suffer any major injuries. But regarding the creativity, I mean, it's the system. The system doesn't allow freedom. It's a very negative, cowardly system that is because we have to be defensive because, well, otherwise, if we don't play like this, we'll concede too many chances. We still concede chances, but not as many.
Yeah, he also went on to say that when he was questioned about only having two centre backs, he said, "Well, you're forgetting that we also signed an unbelievable talent in young Leone, the centre back who got injured." He said, "But he's back next season, so that still leaves us with two centre backs." Despite the fact that City's two main centre backs have gone out injured now, I before we came on stream, and I said to Alred, I honestly think that Mark Gay will sign for Manchester City. I can't see him coming to Liverpool. I think City will get this over the line because they can sniff blood. I think if they get Semenyo's coming in, Gay will come in for me. And I think if they get them two over the line, I know where my smart money will go. But Liverpool, something what really makes me, I think, I was thinking this afternoon, I think the owners at Liverpool, they knew last season that the AFCON was coming this year. They've had a year to get ready for that. And I think this Liverpool squad and and it's down to the club, they've been underprepared from day one in squad depth, regardless of what they've spent. Now, they're either waiting till the summer, so this is either fucking ignorance from them, the people who run Liverpool, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, and the powers that be, because they could see what was going to happen, and they knew this was going to come. And I think they've just said, right, okay, we know what we're going to do in the summer, and then after that, we're just going to sit on it, and we're not going to do anything. And if we struggle and we get injuries, then he's just got to go with what we've got. That's what I think they've decided.
I made a TikTok earlier today. I don't know if you guys seen
I saw it,
one.
yes.
Yeah. Did you see what I posted when it came to squad depth?
Yes.
Yeah. And I have it here. Squad depth. We have two strikers. That's Ekitike and Isaac. Both are out, or in and out and in and out. When it comes to left wing, we have Cody Gakpo and Rio. And he doesn't trust Rio. We know that one, so we really don't have it in depth on the left wing. We have Dominic Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz. I know Wirtz can play left wing, but that's not his main position. We have Salah on the right wing with Chiesa. We also know he doesn't trust Chiesa, so we don't have any backup there. We have Robertson Kirkis, that's okay. We have in the midfield, we have McAllister, Curtis Jones, and Bajetic. Bajetic has been out 600 days or something now. So he's not really an option anymore. On the other side, we have Grunberg, Endo, and Nioni. He trusts Nioni more than he trusts Endo. So we are short there as well. And when it comes to Virgil van Dijk, the only backup we have is Leone. He's injured. And we have Gomez and Rice Williams on the right back. Not the right back, but right center back. And Williams, Gomez is, like you said, Craig Cinderella.
Yeah.
And Rice Williams, well, yeah. And on the right back, we have Bradley, Pring-Pong, and Ramsey. And again, we know he doesn't trust Ramsey either. So there's 5 players on that team sheet that are not a real option
Mm.
in the so-called depth, because, and I wonder why he don't trust them. Is it because he don't like them? Is it because they're not good enough? Is it attitude? What is it? The point is we have too many players. And is it because the board decides that, well, this is what you get?
It can't be. It can't be the fact that they're not good enough, because if they weren't good enough, they wouldn't have ended up at Liverpool in the first place. I
Well,
mean, and apparently Liverpool have said that they're not going to allow Chiesa to leave in this window because of the current injury crisis and players who are not available. They're saying that, yet Arne Slot doesn't want to use him no matter what. Yet there's two clubs in Italy who seriously want to take him on loan for 6 months: Juventus and Napoli. Now, if Chiesa's got wind of that, which he will have, because his agent will have told him, it wouldn't surprise me if he says, "Listen, if you're not going to use me, let me go. Let me go and play football." Because at the end of the day, that's his job.
but my issue is that we have been good at signing talents for many years, but most of those talents have slipped through our fingers a couple of years later because we did not develop them.
Yeah, look at Harry Wilson for a fact.
Harry Wilson, Sepp van der Berg, and countless others, they have gone on and done okay jobs somewhere else. But it looks like our philosophy is buying young, talented players, putting them on the bench or playing the under 21s. They kind of stagnate, and then they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, I want Rio to get some chances. But if the board wants one thing, I mean, Hughes and the other stupid twats up there, they want this team to play, and the manager or head coach says, I want this team, then we are having a problem. Ben, what do you think?
I just think he doesn't want to use the players because if they end up performing, he looks like a right idiot. And we all know people like Slot, they don't like being proven wrong. So if Ramsey started more games and played well, and he ended up being a long-term solution, well, then sort of looks like a right idiot. Same with Rio, same with Neone, same with what's his name, Chiesa. These players play well. Slot looks like an idiot because he's kept them from playing.
But I don't understand that, because if that is the attitude, there is something bigger at stake here. Because we have all when Robertson came, everybody shouted that he should play the minute he landed, but it took some time. Now, Klopp could have said, Klopp played him when he felt it was right, and said, well, now he was ready. It's as simple as that. He can get away with that in the press. We don't care. I mean, we all want Liverpool to win. If you want Liverpool to win because it's a job, but you prevent it from winning because you don't want to look like an idiot, well, you do look like an idiot when you get sacked.
Yeah. Like I say though, I mean, we can joke about it all we want about my disdain for Dutch people, but it's factual. Dutch people are very egotistical, especially Dutch managers. They don't like being proven wrong. They're very stubborn people. When they've got their mind on something, it will not change unless it has to, because they're forced into something. Slot's the same.
But I feel the same is kind of happened. It happened and has happened at United.
Yeah, it's not exclusively a Dutch thing. I'm not gonna say I never said it was, but it's a pattern. You always notice the Dutch coaches at the scene of the crime with stubbornness and unwillingness to change. Yeah, Amorim, different story. He's Portuguese, but it's every time.
I'm not saying that Dutch people are not stubborn and idiots or whatever we want to call them, but I think we have another problem in the club, and that is the head coach is not solely responsible for formation, tactics, who's going to play. I think that is now more entangled with the sporting directors, and that is for me a disease, because what I think is Slot or whoever is a head coach or manager goes to the board and says, I would like to play like this. I need these players with these skills and attributes. Okay, then the Moneyball guys goes and see who has that skills and attributes that we can nourish in this team, and they find the players that fit the criteria that the manager or head coach have given them. And that is for me a good way. But if the board says, well, we don't want to buy a left wing because we want you to play Rio,
You can understand it. How much trouble the club went through to get Rio over the line.
I do agree. I have no issue with that. But you cannot. We can't sit here and decide who's the manager going to play. He's the person whose job is on the line.
Yeah, but it's not just about like Richard Hughes saying, "No, you've got to play him." Like it's about being willing to take a risk, because Bradley Barcola, he's 80 million. He'll cost 80 million. We can't just spend 80 million on another attacker when we need to spend at least 150, 200 million on the midfield, at least 150 on the defence. So an 80 million attacker this summer looks just unrealistic with what other problems we need. So why not give the young talented player that we got a chance, because it could save us lots of money. Barca do it all the time, and it saves them lots of money. Look at Lamine Yamal.
They have no choice because they're bankrupt.
Yeah, but even before they were bankrupt, they still trusted La Masia. Why do you think Pep's Barca was so good? They trusted the talent that was coming through.
Had Messi.
Yeah, and Busquets and Iniesta and Xavi, and Valdez, Puyol,
but
Piqué.
my point, and that my point is still the same. When you talk about depth, when you talk about players getting injured and players playing too much, when you can't have two people in one position where one is unproven and 16 years or now 17 years old, you cannot have that as a primary backup. Everybody knows that. You have the talents, you have the Messis, you have the generational talent that proves what I'm saying wrong. But how many 17-year-olds fall short every year compared to how many succeed? You can bring up Lamal all you want, but there's only one Lamal. There's not 15 of them.
I did say in the summer that not replacing Diaz was going to be a problem. I didn't say I wanted a starter, but I do think we should have gone for someone like Malik Fofana.
Yeah, I didn't say we needed a starter either, but you can't have a bunch of close to over the top players and the backups are under 20. Everybody, you can't do it.
You've made some great points there, both of you. But going back to what you were saying about the director of football being in charge and Ernie Slot being a coach and not the manager, if you just looking at the Richard Hughes point, when was the last time you saw Richard Hughes at a press conference?
Has he had one?
He was there when Slot was unveiled, and that was it.
Yeah.
He's not been seen since.
In England like it is in Europe, though. Yeah, but
he's not been seen since
in England.
No, but the thing is, if I think it's Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards who are calling the shots, not Ernie Slot. I think Ernie Slot is what they've got at Chelsea now in Liam Rosenior, a yes man. That's what Ernie Slot is.
But what gets me is that people are surprised by this. Everyone knows that Edwards is a bit of a control freak.
Why do you think Jurgen Klopp left?
Klopp left because he
didn't get on with Michael Edwards.
Yeah, but Edwards had left before that.
Exactly, but who was back soon as Klopp was leaving?
Yeah, because he didn't manage that. Klopp had power.
Klopp had too much power.
According to Edwards. But Edwards wanted all power.
Yeah. And it's looking like he's got it, the way things are going.
And I mean, the Moneyball principle. I mean, Klopp had Klopp had needs and wants when it comes to players and recruiting and everything, and he didn't get what he wanted all the time. Last few years they hardly spent any money before Nunes came as a big signing, but the board can always say no. We know Henry says no when he wants to because it's not financially a good thing to do. So I don't understand why we couldn't strengthen the squad like in the summer more when it came to the depth of the squad. And for me, the dynamics of the sporting directors and the pencil pushers being the one who has the power of who's going to play and when they're going to play and how system or whatever it is, it's not their job. And when the head coach can't deliver on what they is trying to push, they sack the manager or head coach, and they still have the same job.
Yeah, I don't think that FSG, John Henry and Tom Warner, I don't think they're the type of guys to panic and just hit the panic button for the sake of it, just because the fans are unhappy. The fans have got every reason to be unhappy with the way Liverpool are playing and the football that they're serving up. But when I listened to Ernest Locke this morning, and he said, we've got exceptional players, but we're struggling to create chances. And we've got to find a way of stopping teams from beating us. Well, he's got his hands full tomorrow because they asked him what Arsenal's biggest strength was. And he couldn't name just one because they're more creative. They've got the best squad in the league. They're better at set pieces. Liverpool get bombarded left, right, and centre with corners and set pieces. Yet you've got two centre halves who are both 6'4", and look like they couldn't fight their way into a paper bag at the minute. If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig, as we say. And defensively, we're absolutely we're shambolic. We're a joke. We've conceded 24 goals this season, maybe more now. And if you look, and from a defence of a title, I'm embarrassed to call us champions at the moment, but we are. But Arsenal, I think tomorrow's game, they've got a point to prove tomorrow. They're going to come out and prove to us why they are 14 points clear of Liverpool. But even if we won tomorrow, which is crazy and won't happen, if they did, they're still 11 points behind with 16 games to play. We're currently 8 points behind City. So we beat them at Anfield thanks to a worldie of a free kick from Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, he's given an interview to Patrick Davis, which will be heard tomorrow. Now, he said he's got his own views on how to make us play better. He said, but the rest of the lads have got their ideas as well. He said, so it's just not up to me. Now, so obviously, if the squad have got their own ideas how to put things right, that sets alarm bells off with me that they don't trust Arne Slot.
Well, my issue with the statement that he had there, that we all have ideas on how we want to play. Well, you're not supposed to. Because the manager is going to tell you how to play. And you're going to believe that that is the right way to play.
After this season, can you really say that the manager has the knowledge to know it all, though? I mean, Slot's tried 2-3 different things now. All three of them are blown up in his face. The only reason this little tweak he's made recently as well, just because we've played a lower caliber of opposition, and even then we've still looked mediocre at best.
Yeah, but that's also kind of my point. I mean, we talked about it last time I was on. If the players doubt that the way he wants to play is not the right way to play, if he can't get the players to believe in it, how the hell are we going to believe in it?
Mm-hmm.
And And even all the years on the club, I mean, even the really dark times where everybody was injured and midfielders were playing defense and goalkeepers were water carriers, I don't know, whatever it was. Even then, the players believed in the system.
Klopp is one of one. No one. There's not many
No,
managers that compare to Klopp when it comes to motivation.
no, but the point is, the best manager gets the message through, and part of getting the message through is that they have to believe you have the power to make them play that way. If they know that Slot isn't the boss, but it's Hughes, why should they listen to him?
So, just before I go on to my next question, then, for those who have only just joined us on Facebook or on Twitter or wherever you're watching, like and subscribe and join us on YouTube. And also, while we're just taking a little break, I'd also like to send my condolences to former Liverpool striker Kevin Keegan, who's been diagnosed with cancer. From what I've just been reading, he's going to undergo surgery. It's abdominal cancer, which is probably stomach or around that area. But from myself, from Ben, from Errol, and I suppose every Liverpool fan around the world watching this, England fans, Southampton fans, Newcastle fans as well, they'll be saying the same, that they hope everything works out for Kevin Keegan and he gets well soon. So best wishes, Kevin, and God bless you, mate. Well, moving on to the game tomorrow, Arsenal away at the Etihad. What formation would you both like us to play? And what would your starting 11 be? Obviously, even though we're at the bare bones of things, I've got a funny feeling what you're both going to say, but I might be wrong. So, Ben, you can go first on this one.
This is going to surprise both of you, but I want a 4-3-3. I want Rio left wing, Gakpo striker, and Chiesa right wing. And then in midfield, I want Jones, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai. And then in defence, Kirkaz, Van Dijk, Kanate, Frimpong, and Alisson in goal.
I'm just looking at his expression, Ben. It's priceless. I mean, well, you certainly took me by surprise with that lineup, mate. I tell you. Sorry, Alvin, go on, jump in.
That's not a surprise, Ben. That's a bombshell. You have to give me a warning before you do something like that.
He doesn't do that.
What the hell? What the hell?
Oh,
okay. So you want to play 4-3-3 against the best team in England?
Yes.
The formation that we have sucked at so far this season. That's the one you want to play against Arsenal.
I don't see a scenario where we have much choice. We don't have any. We only have Gakpo available as a striker. Chiesa is much better on the wing. We need to play Rio because I think he's one of the few players that could actually help us cause Arsenal some problems and get us up the pitch. And then I don't want McAllister playing because he's terrible.
I'm one of the rare occasions I'm lost for words, and it took Ben to put me out there. I understand your train of thoughts, Ben. I really do. But yeah, I do agree with you when you say we only have one striker and Rio is the best left wing and Chiesa is best on the right wing. But I think if we play a 4-3-3, I think we're going to get battered. I think we're going to see kind of numbers like this on my screen here.
I think we're going to get battered whatever we do.
Yeah, but there is a difference between getting battered and, being battered, put on a roadkill and life support, and then getting battered again. It's the way you get battered that's kind of the issue as well.
I'm not bothered about the scoreline at this point. I'm bothered about the performance. I want to see some energy. I want to see some attacking. I want to see at least someone attempting to attack. Chiesa, Rio, they'll attempt to attack. They'll try to make things happen. I'd rather not see another game with 5 midfielders and passing sideways.
Yeah, I agree on that one as well. But if you're going to put Rio up against Timber on the right back, he's going to eat him alive.
Learning curve. You don't learn if you don't play.
Hmm?
You don't learn if you don't play.
So,
But
Alred,
okay.
What's your formation?
First of all, when we're talking about bombshells, I have one bombshell. I'm going to give a score prediction today.
Oh my!
Oh crikey! Hang on there. Whoa! I got 2 bombshells in one stream. What's going on here? Oh my word! This has never been.
This has never been known.
In 32 streams, this has never been known.
That shows how little faith I have in the game tomorrow. So, I would like to see. I believe we're going to get better no matter what we do. I like the blind and youthful optimism of Ben here when it comes to 4-3-3, and he wants to see this and that, and I would love that as well. But I cannot see us survive anything like that. I would like to see a diamond formation. That's the one that's been less shit so far this season, and there is no big changes in my formation. I would like to see Kirkes on the left back. It's Virgil and Konate, and I would like to see Frimpong on the right back. If we go I would like to see Frimpong on the right back. If we're going to 4-3-3, I would like to see Frimpong on the left wing, and Bradley as a right back. Midfield, it's plain and easy. It's Gravenberg, it's Jones, it's Szoboszlai, and Wirtz in attacking midfielder behind the 2 players, and that's Gakpo and Chiesa. If we're going to play 4-3-3, I would like to have Rio, as you said, Gakpo in the middle, and Frimpong on the right wing, because he's the only one who can, cross the ball into the box, in my opinion. But if we play 4-3-3, I think the midfield we have is going to be utter destroyed.
Okay.
And my score prediction:
yes,
5-0 victory to Arsenal.
5-0.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna clip this. So clip this. Clip this so we can play it back when we won tomorrow night, Ben. 1-0 win, 90th minute, Virgil van Dijk. Clip it, play it back.
I'm going to stop streaming now.
Right, so my formation, you're gonna love this one. It's not 4-3-3, it's not 4-2-2. I've gone for a 4-3-2-1 formation. Christmas tree.
Okay.
Right, so I've gone for a 4-3-2-1. My starting 11 is Alisson in goal. My back 4, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, and Conor Bradley. My midfield 3, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch. My 2, on the left, Rio Ungamoa. On the right, Florian Wirtz, and spearheading, Federico Chiesa. That's my starting 11.
Them fullbacks are going to get absolutely minced. Robertson.
Every 4-back we have is going to get minced meat.
No, Kirkes can deal with Madueke or Saka, I think.
Everybody deals with Saka nowadays. He ain't scored a playing goal in ages.
Yeah, he's still a threat, but I trust Kirkes more than I trust Robo.
What was your score prediction, Ben?
I didn't say one, but I generally think it'll be like 4-1 to Arsenal.
Who's going to score for us? On goal? 5-0.
Yeah, basically. Probably Gakpo.
Right, I'm going to go against the grain here. I was going to follow suit. I was going to go agree with you both and follow suit, but I'm not. I'm going against the grain. I think it's going to be tight. I think we're going to. I think we're going to turn up tomorrow night. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. Last minute, Virgil van Dijk
Oh, that would
from a
piss me off.
corner. From a corner, you can clap that at all.
That would
That's
piss
2 clips
Arsenal off.
That's 3 clips we've got tonight. Ben starting 11. Your prediction, and my 90th minute winner.
It would be if you. It's like the old days where we were shit all the time with and United was doing everything right and winning everything. But it was those games that we showed up to. So, of course, we can show up tomorrow. But that would kind of piss me off as well. Because if we show up tomorrow, why don't we show up the other games? Why do we only show up against Real Madrid and Arsenal?
Well, according to Ernie Sort, we showed up against Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid, as well as Real.
That's good for him.
It doesn't surprise me that we show up for these games. To be honest, I think Liverpool have always been good in the big games. Really.
And that's not a bad thing, but you have to do something else in the other 33 games or something.
By players that don't treat teams like Burnley like such a mere insignificance.
Yeah, but the best we can do tomorrow, if we win or get a draw for some stupid reason, that's the best thing we can do to try and help City catch them up. Because I would rather have City win rather than Arsenal.
Yeah, if City win the league, I can just turn my phone off and I don't have to deal with them. Whereas if Arsenal win,
they are a bunch of idiots already, and if they get a good reason to be idiots, they'll just explode.
I don't have a problem with Arsenal as a club and as a team winning the league. It's the fan base what I can't stand.
Yeah, but it's the fan base that we have to deal with, and that's the
Exactly.
problem.
AFTV every day talking.
Oh, they are going to be unbearable.
Yeah.
And what's that little guy's name? Ty or something?
Ty, yeah.
Him, he's he's like a rodent on speed.
He's an Arsenal Ben, isn't he?
But he looks like he looks like a little rodent who thinks he's the Rock or something. He thinks he's much bigger and much. Fuck off.
He's got Napoleon syndrome.
Oh, he's
Napoleon syndrome.
Well, apparently he's away at the AFCON at the moment.
Oh. But yeah. One thing is being energetic and supportive and high energy, but when you mix that with delusion, you kind of come off the wrong way.
Is it delusion or stupidity?
It's a fine line.
Apparently he's a really sound guy though. It's just that when he's on the camera, he just can't help himself. Plus, I do think he's got some problems. So
it looks like he's on the map for on the spectrum to say something. There's something that's not diagnosed there, I think.
Oh, but I mean, if you're ever depressed and you're not having a good day, just watch AFTV because that'll cheer you up no end.
The best thing you can do is watch AFTV when they lose and look at the reasons why they lose.
Go and watch the watch along when they lost to PSG in Paris. Oof.
Oh, is that a good one?
Yeah. Or the Liverpool game in August.
Yeah. That was class, that one.
When they lost to PSG, what was that the time they won the best club in Champions League trophy?
Yeah.
when they lost and Arteta came out and said we are the best team in Champions League, so we lost or something like that. Yeah. But do we look forward to the game tomorrow?
No.
No.
I'm not at the moment. I probably will be looking forward to it when it kicks off, but it's going to be an hard watch, that's for sure.
All I know is that if Arsenal get one early, it's going to be a long hour and a half.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think, I mean, there's no reason why we can't come away with a 1-0 win like we did. We weren't brilliant at Anfield, if we're absolutely honest. It was
No.
looking like 0-0 until Szoboszlai hit that. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did the same again tomorrow, or Big Virgil sticks one in.
But
he twerks it at the corner.
But they want to kill us tomorrow.
Oh, of course they do. Oh, yeah,
they want to show who's the new big boss in town, and I understand that. I would have felt the same way as well. But yeah, they have the muscle to back it up as well, and that is something that we don't have at the moment.
In August as well, they in August Arsenal had a few injuries, didn't they? Like Odegaard, Saka, and all them were injured and whatnot, and Eze had only just arrived, and all that.
Exactly.
And, well, in the meantime, we were riding a massive wave of positivity and energy. So we had, whereas now it's just doom and gloom, whereas they're high rolling. Well,
yeah, they have that belief in everything they do. They think they can score. They believe they can score in everything. They think they can win every duel. I mean, the post game we had last time, where I talked about the possession and the duels won in the first half compared to the second half against Leeds, I think it was. If we go and play Arsenal and win 1/3 of the duels in the first half, it's going to be 5-0 before the halftime.
That's the problem with playing Arsenal is, if they score first, which they probably will, that opens us up, and because of how solid Arsenal are defensively and out of possession, like they're just gonna eat up all our attacks and cause havoc on our end.
The first 10 minutes are going to be absolutely. First 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half are going to be absolutely vital. I think if Liverpool,
that's when we are most shit.
I think if it's 20 minutes in and it's still 0-0, and Liverpool have settled down, I mean, because let's not beat around the bush here. Arsenal are going to come out the traps all guns blazing. We know that, and I think Arne Slot knows that. So the question is, and I think we've got to ask it, and I know what your answer is going to be, Ben, and I think I've got a 1 out of 10 of what Harold's going to answer is going to be. So if it goes how you two expect it to go tomorrow night, come 10 o'clock, Liverpool have lost 5-0. Do you expect that to be Arne Slot's last game in charge? Or do you think he'll be in charge for the FA Cup game at the weekend?
Slot won't get sacked this season. I've said that like at least 3 times on stream before. I just don't think Slot gets sacked this season. I don't. Unless the club unless Gerrard is that willing to come in and is literally saying, look, you're not going to get any better. The best thing you can do is give me a chance. Just let me try and create a more positive environment, and then come the summer, go and get someone like Nagelsmann.
I read something yesterday, Ben, that the hierarchy at Liverpool are already considering the person you've just mentioned, plus Johnny Hartinger, who was Slot's number 2, as interim manager and assistant manager before the end of the season.
I'll tell you that. Johnny Heitinga, I've been saying that Johnny Heitinga is like basically the world's best number 2. Everywhere he's gone as a number 2, he's done well. It's when he goes and tries to be the main man at another big club. That's where he looks like he's out of his depth. Look how we did at Ajax this season, for example. But I think Johnny Heitinga is part of a reason we had a lot of intensity last season. He kept that intensity though, Whereas someone like Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, he definitely does nothing.
Well,
I mean, sorry, go on, Howard.
I've said numerous times also on stream that I think Slot would at least get to tomorrow's game to get things improving and everything. I have to still agree with Ben that we are not a sacking club in that sense. We usually, and as you said earlier, Craig, we usually don't do anything rash when it comes to the ownership. They don't panic, even though everybody else is. They do a calculated reason and stick by that. But I would like, if the manner we lose tomorrow is, season's worth.
If it's a performance how we expect it to be, a complete and utter domination in favour of Arsenal, then maybe that awakens the ownership and be like, okay, we're really far away from the top. We need to sort this out now, otherwise we're gonna keep spiraling out to
Exactly. If we lose onto VAR situation, one red card, and
and a fluke goal.
Yeah, a twerking goal here and something, they can hide behind that. But if we get destroyed in every numbers, I think it will be his last game, if that happens. But as I said, it's the manner of the way we lose tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I would love to have Steven Gerrard as an interim with either Heitinga or the wet dream Torres.
In a way, I kind of think that if he does, regardless of the performance, it should be tomorrow that if we do lose, he gets told to leave. Because Barnsley at home, Burnley at home, they're two good games to settle Gerrard in.
Exactly. And that's why I also said the Arsenal game, because it is the right time to do it. Outside the international windows.
I said that after tomorrow, the best time to sack him was after the Spurs game, because there was a week after the Brighton game, depending on how that one. Because
straight red. Hang on a minute. Oh
Who's
my God! Straight red card. Chelsea, Fulham. Penalty to Fulham. Spurs are drawing one apiece.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that would be. I think.
Like I was saying before, the red card before Chris Kamara came in.
Sorry, Jeff.
Has there been a red card? Has it?
Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, I thought they were bringing a sub on.
Yeah.
The last window of opportunity was the week between the Brighton and Spurs game. Now the best opportunity to sack him, if they want to do it now, is after tomorrow.
Yeah. And the worrying part is I haven't seen any progression, any development at all. We stabilized with the diamond formation and kind of stopped the bleeding a bit, but
we papered over some serious cracks.
Yeah, but we didn't go on from there. We just stopped that. We stopped. We put bandages on, and then we were done.
We didn't exactly become any better. We just started playing much more cowardly football. That's all that happened.
Yeah, we didn't concede 200 chances a game, but we didn't create anything either.
I agree with you, Ben, 100%. And I think if it goes how you expect it to go tomorrow, there's no getting away from this. The pressure's going to amount again. So
plus it came out earlier. No, we didn't. I think we were talking about it later, but because Richard Hughes has a problem with Arne Slot's lack of use of players like Rio and Trey. Like, if we lose and badly or just in any manner, that'll be the final straw, because we lose to Arsenal, and it's just a confirmation of how far away we are from competing.
And if those two guys have a disagreement when it comes to who's going to play, and if you then don't play them, if he then plays them and we lose 15-0 or whatever it is, like 5-0 or whatever, it's going to be, look, I told you, they're not good enough. And then that's going.
Thing is, if there's a disagreement between Hughes and Slot and after the final decision will be up to Edwards because he's in charge of all the football things at Liverpool and whatnot and FSG. Edwards is going to side with his mate, and that's Hughes.
Of course it is, but that is where I have a problem with the way that is being run, because when it comes to team selection and everything, that is the head coach or the manager's job. No one else.
I don't think. I was meant to say this earlier, but I don't think Hughes and Edwards are actually meddling in the lineup business and whatnot. But I think they're just more annoyed that Slot isn't trusting these players because, obviously, like I said earlier, the club went through a lot of trouble to get these players in, and because of their potential, and Slot's just not doing anything and showing zero sign of caring about their development or whatnot. It's not just that he's not playing them; he's not allowing them to play with the youth team either, which is hampering them even more.
Well, yeah, I agree that is a problem. They should be playing the youth team, but if he does that, we have even a worse squad bench than we have today. So, yeah.
He just simply can't get a tune out of the boys, can he?
No. And I've been saying that since God knows when now, but this many good players not performing isn't an individual quality problem. It's a system. It's a systemic problem.
I agree. We have to stop having Ben on because we agree with him every time. It's getting boring.
Okay, so let's look at it. Let's put a positive slant on it then, if we can.
Good luck.
Good luck with that, yeah. So, how do you stop Arsenal tomorrow then?
Pray.
The worst thing, I think that is a good attempt as anything else, because I don't see how we're going to get it to do. I don't think we're going to.
We're going to stop them in football terms. Might as well just hope for some divine intervention.
Yeah, because both are just as likely to happen. So I agree.
Because whichever way you look at it,
fingers crossed.
Because whichever way you look at it, Arne Slot's got the same problem Jurgen Klopp had. He can't break teams down which defending a low block. Klopp couldn't do it, and Klopp tried for 9 years. That's how good Jurgen was.
Yeah, but we managed it last year.
And Jurgen was stubborn. Especially Jurgen was stubborn when it came to his substitutions. It was always the 65th to the 70th minute. He always left it when it was too late. But
we managed low playing teams last year.
We did.
And we had more or less the same team. Well, that's not true, but
we had a little GPS at right back.
Sorry?
We had someone with GPS in his legs, Trent.
Yeah.
That helped a lot against the defensive teams.
Well,
and whether we like him or not,
yeah,
we do miss that aspect.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've seen what I've been reading over the last couple of days, but apparently Trent's been linked with a move to Man United.
that has to be clickbait.
Well, I don't care what it is, but can you imagine it if he goes there?
Michael Owen cycle.
Oh dear.
But I agree with that. We missed his passing ability and everything like that. But it's not like we got in words. We have Dominic. We have Frimpong. We have players who can pass the ball.
Well, Frimpong definitely can't pass the ball.
He can do crosses.
He's got pace and crossing ability, but he can't do a simple 5-yard pass.
But if he's good at crossing, like which he is, give him a chance to get the cross in, which he can do.
Yeah, and that's my main problem. Like with this manager, he's not platforming these players to their strengths. Like which manager watches Kirkes last season, sees that his strength is bombing up and down the left wing or left flank, and then thinks, yeah, I'm going to bring you in for 40 million quid, and I'm going to invert you into midfield and make you involved in the build-up when your biggest weakness is passing and build-up.
That's not true. His weakest ability is passing and first touch.
He's not the only one who's got that problem at the moment.
No.
I think you can go, apart from Alison Becker, I think you can include the other 10 in that, you know.
You can throw a rock and hit anybody with that one. Yeah. But
I mean, it's weird. Yeah, we're all dreading the game tomorrow. Come tomorrow, we might be feeling a little bit more optimistic.
no.
Would you take a point now if you could?
Yes.
Yeah. I would take with a ribbon and a happy birthday song. Yes.
And twice on Sundays.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't know. I can't, because a point at the end, which would be seen as like a positive result in paper over cracks. Like I'd rather.
Yeah, but we have to think Big Ben. We have to think that helps City.
No, I don't think it does. City aren't good.
If they get now the Semenyo and if they get Gay, I think they can. If we give them a little bit of help tomorrow, if they win today.
Yeah, but City have got the same problem as us. They're top heavy. They've got all this attacking quality, but they've got no quality in defence. And yeah, cool, they might get Gay. They've still got very minimal quality in depth.
Why do you have to shoot down everything I say? You have to destroy every argument I have.
Yeah. It's the only reason he comes on stream.
How can I fuck up for Arden today? How can I make Arden look stupid on stream today?
Yeah.
I don't need you for that, Ben. I can do that all by myself.
I've told you, Ben, when we did that stream the other night on United, there's going to be a knock at your door. It's going to be Alfred with your takeaway. Hello, Ben. You didn't expect me here, did you?
It's going to be Dutch takeaway.
Oh, boy.
What would you even class as Dutch takeaway?
Have you given up takeaway?
No, what would you even class as Dutch takeaway?
I don't know. Ass kicking? I don't know.
Cheese and chips. Cheesy chips they have in Holland.
Okay, yeah. In a wooden shoe.
Cheesy chips? No, it's in a cone.
Yeah, but we'll put it in a wooden shoe.
And listen.
And tulips.
We can ask Deck when he's recovered from his space age cakes what he's been eating. Yeah. Whether he had some or not, but they are the best you'll ever have, that's for sure. But no, I've enjoyed tonight, lads. I don't know about you two, but I mean, these shorts, which will be out shortly, are going to be hilarious.
But don't use the ones where he makes fun of me and destroys every comment.
So, the question to you both. So, we play Arsenal tomorrow night. Now then, do you want to do a post-match stream after the game, or do you want to leave it till Friday?
I'm not right with either. Bear in mind, then again, it'd be easy to do on Friday.
Yeah, we can do it on Friday. Give us time to digest what we've seen.
And maybe during the Friday, there will be some news that we also can talk about.
Yeah, but so from myself, Aldo, from our residential comedian Ben, and from Jason Voorhees, the Viking in Norway, Alred. It's good night from all three of us, and we hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you again on Allred TV on Friday night for the post-match Arsenal stream. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Good night. God bless.